Hello and welcome to a live playthrough of Assembly, the solo and two-player cooperative game from Wren Games. Just to mention that next week, Sensor Ghost, the follow-up to Assembly, set in the same story and continuing the story, is released on Kickstarter, and as well as Sensor Ghost, you'll be able to pick up two expansions for Assembly. We're going to play with one of those expansions today. First, about the setup. I've set up my 12 bays in the game with the base kind of 12, 3 and 9 numbers. In the base game there is extra kind of malfunctions you can throw in. So when you lock this bay, you have to obey the rule on it, and these are all double-sided as well. So I haven't put those in because I'm chicken. There's also already one expansion available called Glitches, which go under your timed cards. So you choose two of these, and when you go through the deck once, you have to deal with one glitch. When you go through the deck a second time, you have to deal with another glitch. We're not playing with those. There are new glitches and malfunctions in the expansions, and there will be a compatibility guide available. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to lock down all these bays with the right module. So the first aid bay, medical bay, would require a red module in here. Now this is a prototype copy, so this isn't the full version of the game. This is a prototype copy I've had since Assembly launched. And we need to manipulate the modules to try and get them into the correct bays and then lock them down. Once we burn through this deck though, the modules that aren't locked down, and sorry, the bays that aren't locked down are going to be shuffled up. So we need to get on with it basically. In a two-player game, each card must be verified. So if I had a hand of 3 cards and I wanted to play one of these, I would have to say to my partner, can you verify a swap? If they can verify it, brilliant, I can play it with no penalty. If they can't verify it, then I either have to guess about playing another card or decide to play it anyway, and then my partner would have to discard a card too. I'm playing solo because I've got no friends, so I'll have a chance to not have to verify things. So what are the cards? This lets you swap 2 modules. This lets you deploy a module, a new one from the center, or lock 2 bays. This lets you rotate modules that aren't locked once or twice, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. And then there are also singles of these as well, where you can just go clockwise. In this variant, there is only clockwise ones. There's no anti-clockwise ones. And then we have a wild card, which is slightly different. We have an added card in the override expansion. The added card is a hold, which you can play underneath one of the bays, and then whatever happens next doesn't affect it and it gets discarded. So that's roughly how the game works. You'll see more. I'm just double checking that yeah, I've got everything else right. I've had the rules here just in case, and Janice will probably be watching. So normally to set up, we'd roll a dice, take a module and place it there. So I got 9. So I'm going to place this module, which obviously belongs on the AI core. Now we also have to place a robot, and then we place a robot directly opposite. And then we add a second module on 10, which is going to be the rocket. Unfortunately, it doesn't match. We add the other robot, and then directly opposite is the target robot. So what we're trying to do here, as well as lock everything down, is lock these robots in place. So how do we lock these robots in place? Well, we lock them in place by locking them in the correct target zone with the correct symbol on there. So unfortunately at the minute I can't lock anything down. So let's deal me 3 cards. I'll get down a bit so my shadow isn't in the way. So my first 3 cards, I have deploy, swap, deploy and lock, or swap. So I'm going to play a deploy card. I'm going to deploy a new module on 3, medical, come on. So then I draw another card. So this time I've got one of the new cards, which is Hold a Bay, and that lets you, it's used to support a rotate command to keep one of the modules and robots in place when you rotate. So you don't have to move it. So I'm going to deploy again. Can't lock anything down yet, so this one's going to 11. So now I've got that out and that, but even if I get that there, the medical module to the medical bay, I still need to get the robot there before I lock it. So that is not good. Thankfully, my next card is a deploy as well. So I'm going to deploy again. So this was 11, so you just simply go around another way clockwise. We have the quarters. Not good either. Want more than that. Good. We've got another deploy card. So I would deploy again. Oh, I forgot to say as well, 8, that I have chosen the player power. And these are great because these are double-sided with either low icons or the English on the back. So when executing a swap command, I can swap the position of 3 room module tokens instead of 2, which could come in handy. So for example, I could swap that to there, and so on. So now we're in a bind. Now I could choose to use 3 cards as a wild card and do whatever I want. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the research lab with the camera. And I'm not going to use my power because this is a one-time only power, so I'm not actually going to use that right now. Draw again. Okay, now I've got to rotate. Does rotate help me? It's clockwise 1 or 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That will get closer to there. The robots can go as well if I want them to. Now the rules for rotate have changed with the expansion a little bit. So let me just double check them. All modules without robots attached. Oh, so I could leave the modules with the robots, or all modules with robots attached. So I could just move the robot modules. That could be good. All robots without their modules. Okay, so I might move. Earthquake. I'm going to rotate and I'm just going to try this. So these will ignore these. So I'm going to go 1, 2 with that one, and 1, 2 with that one. So just trying to get the robots a bit closer, which is probably terrible strategy. Now I've got deploy, so I'm going to deploy again. Remember, in a 2-player game, you will have to verify all of these commands. 10, so that one's now 1 away. So pick up this. I can't remember how many deploys I've used, but I'm coming to the shuffle. So what I'm going to do here is swap. I don't think this is the right time, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to swap. I'm going to use my power to swap these 3. So that one to there, that one to there, that one to there. And now I have 3 in the correct position. Not so worried about this one until I get the robot there, but that feels like a good place to be in. And I draw for my last card a deploy and a lock, or a lock 2. So I'm going to lock down these 2. I've used my power now, so that's gone out of the game. Lock down this one as well. I played that, and now I need to draw, and there's none left. So what happens is this card is added to the deck. That's shuffled up. But before we actually start playing again, we have to perform a scramble. Oh, Nightmare had that one as well. Forgot about that one. So we have to perform a scramble now, which is slightly different again. I believe... oh, no, it's the same. Yeah. So what happens with a scramble is all the modules are moved off that aren't locked down. Those 2 are locked down, so they can be reversed. And then all these cards are taken up, shuffled, and played back down. So I've only got 2 more decks of cards to get through before I epically fail at this. But I feel like I'm going all right at the minute. I feel like this is better than I expected. Janice, one of the designers of this, Turner, said that she feels like robots the override is too easy at the minute, so she may be taking another card out of the deck, at least 1, maybe 2. So they all come back down, and unfortunately they're not on the right ones, which is always annoying. And that was on there, wasn't it? Target 1 there. Okay, well, my research lab's only 1 away, so it's not too bad there. So then we keep going. So I'm going to, can't lock anything down, so I will deploy again. Like to try and get these out. 8 is blocked, so it moves around to 9. Well, if I get my green one there, that could be useful. Going to deploy again. 2. So 1, 2, and it comes all the way around there to there. Right, we've got a swap here. Now, I am going to swap the steering wheel for navigation, it's called, as we all know, with that one for that move. I have another swap. Now this is interesting. Do I have the transporter out? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the robots by 2. I'm just going to check I can do that. Pretty sure I can. Rotate all modules without robots, rotate all modules with robots. Oh, I can't do the robots on their own. You swine. Oh, all robots without their attached modules to an adjacent bay containing a module. So can I only move them? Usually you can move 2, so I'm going to say that I can move 2. Janice will correct me if I'm wrong about that, but usually you can move the modules 2. So now this is ready to get locked down. This, I just need the transporter in. So I'm going to swap this one. Is that the best swap? Where's Rockety? Rockety with that one. I give them all their own names. Yeah, I think that's the best swap. There to there. I'm going to draw again. And then I have a lock. Have I got 2? Yes. So lock. I'm going to lock this one. There. Going to lock. You can rotate robots on their own, but they have to have a module next to them, which they did. Brilliant. I did not cheat. So look, can you rotate them 1 or 2, or can you only rotate them 1? Janice is here answering live for us. So I may have cheated by using 1 rotate card instead of 2, but I did have the second. Everyone can see it. So I'll just discard that if it turns out I was wrong. But then I couldn't have rotated that one. Shh, everyone be quiet. 4, I'm deploying. There, yeah, now you come out and right next to it. Brilliant. Give me a swap. Okay. So I want to rotate that way the modules, I think. So I need to play that one. I'm going to rotate them 1. So this one to there, this one to there, it jumps over it. This one to there. This one all the way around to here, and this one to here. So I've got another collect one. I want to try and lock that down before the scramble. Yes, I did it right. Awesome. So I can rotate all modules without robots attached. So I've only got rotate clockwise. So if I go 1 or 2 rotate, can I hit another bay? So it'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, no, I can't. Oh, that's annoying. Do I risk it? I think I'm going to just lock this down. I'm going to lock this robot down and forget about all the trouble that might cause me in the future. And then I've got another deploy and lock, so I will deploy my second to last one, which is on 9, so it goes all the way down to there. the AI core. And now I can't draw a core card, so the wild gets added in. And this is my last time through the deck. I'm looking fairly good, I think, here for a win on assembly. This works really well as a solo and as a duo game. I've been really enjoying it. There's a wide variety of expansions, add loads to it. The roles add loads to it and all sorts. So, and there is some scoring you can do depending on how many cards you've got left. There is also a base game assembly app out on iOS and Android. And immediately after this live cast has finished, I'm going to post on Board Game Exposure a giveaway for 1 copy of Assembly. And this is not a Kickstarter. This is a game that's actually already produced. So it will be, you won't have to wait till the end of a Kickstarter to get the game. So, and there'll be 3 winners. The first winner will win a physical copy of the game. And the next 2 winners will win a code for the iOS or Android game. Now, amazingly, none of mine are in the right place. Is there any good swaps on? That to Rocket? No. So, let's just deploy our last module here. Well, I don't know why I'm shaking. It's going to go there. Right, let's see what a cheeky rotate can do. A rotate of 2 would get me my rocket on and my, what's that one? Not that one. My elevator. So everything's going 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do them on the outside, then I can remember which ones I've done. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, and move them all back on. So now I have 1, 2, 3 in the correct place. So I have a swap. Will a swap get me any more? Swap no, I've only got 3 wrong. So I'm going to play this as a lock, my wild card. I'm going to lock the shuttle bay, and I'm going to lock the medical bay. Seems more important to me than an elevator. You can always use the stairs, can't you? And then we're drawing a card. So that can only be used for locks now because I've got nothing to deploy. How many have I got? I've got 1. Just what? Just 1. So ideally I need a swap here. Do I risk locking just another 1? Then I'll have 4 left. I should be okay as long as I don't have to, as long as I get a swap next. So I'll lock. Yay! Swap. Hang on, is there a straight swap here? You swine. Might be better to rotate. If I rotate 1 that way, that will go there, that will go. Yes, no, because the bed, that will be right, but the bed won't be. But then maybe I can swap. Let's rotate anti-clockwise. So 1, 1, 1. Hang on, 1. Let's go 2. Let's go 2. I think that's better. Let's see. We got 2. 2 matches, yes. Fantastic. And then we'll swap the other 2. Now, I desperately need a deploy or lock. Yes! Lock that one and that one. And we should be all right here because even if I draw, even if I don't know, I'm rolling dice, even if I don't draw a lock, I will, which I have done, so I can lock these 2 down. Even if I hadn't drawn that, I could have used the new card to keep one of them the same. And if one of them was the same, the other one could not move. So there we go. That is a successful playthrough of assembly. Pretty sure I got all the rules right. And I got 3 cards left in the deck and 2 cards left in my hand, which I think is a pretty Boston score, as they say. So this is assembly. As I say, I'm going to go put a competition for this free. Oh, we've lost. Hang on, let me flick to the other camera because for some reason my phone's dropped out. Stand by. There we go. I haven't got my lights on, but we're giving away a copy of Assembly and 2 iOS codes on the Board Game Exposure channel. So go check that out in about 10 minutes and that will be live. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, Sense of Ghosts, the follow-up to Assembly, is live in a week's time. Well, less than a week. It's live Tuesday next week. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.